your number one receiver off the board, Chris Olave out of Ohio State. Really excited to talk to you about the receivers in this group. What did you see from Olave?
Oh, man. So these are my adjectives, Mark, about Chris Olave. Silky. Body control is in the matrix. Always open, like 7-Eleven. Speed. Hands. He gets in and out his breaks like In-N-Out Burgers in California. So, route runner. Every time I watch tape and I watch highlights of Chris Olave, like I said, he was always open, but it was just his elusiveness, Mark. His always open. Even when he was covered, he found the way to come down with the ball. And there was no catching up with him. Once he got the ball, he was gone. So the reason why I had Chris Olave as my number one receiver was because he did everything in a route tree, whether it was going inside the hashes or whether it was outside on the numbers, whether it was catching the ball in traffic, whether he was running a double route. This guy, regardless of who was checking him, and usually a lot of times he was getting double covered in the slot, he came down with the ball.
Yeah, a 4.39 in the 40, a 10-foot 4-inch broad jump, 32 inches on the vertical jump. So he's not really a go up and get it receiver, although he's pretty good at contested and combat catches. 6 foot, 187 pounds. What I wrote down in the footage that I watched, I wrote deceivingly fast. Like he's running and then all of a sudden he's already by you and you don't even expect it. And then I'll say this as well, and I want to make sure I state this early off the bat about all of the Ohio State players we talk about today. Right. I think it's a combination of the route running, but then also we have to give kudos to Ryan Day's offensive scheme for the Ohio State Buckeyes because, and I wrote this not just for Chris Olave, but some of his teammates that we'll talk about as well. There were many times he was wide open in the highlights that I watched. Right. Again, I want to give credit to him as a route runner, but I also want to give credit to the coaching in the scheme at Ohio State as well. But that's what I noticed from Olave.
I mean, Olave, the total package. That's exactly what I call him. He reminds me when I was watching tape of a guy I had, Santonio Holmes, first-round draft pick from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Stronger than what you think, smoother than what you think. And I think you hit it on the head when you talked about deceptive speed because he runs effortlessly, and that's exactly what he showed on tape, game in and game out, Mark.
Yes. Another thing as well, keeping his feet in bounds along the sidelines. In the college game, you only need to get 1 foot in. He was consistently getting 2 in, so it's like, man, this Ohio State game, he's already practicing for the pros.
Yeah, he already knew where he was going. For to have that mindset and that awareness, and I call that ballerina toes, and to be aware of where you at on the field, you gotta be practicing that since you were small. That's just not overnight. I'm gonna get 2 feet, not 1 but 2, because in college you just need 1. For the NFL, of course, you need 2. But for him to have that muscle memory and to be able to have some kind of awareness of where he's at on the field, around the sideline, and Tony toe tap that thing twice, get both feet on the ground. He already knew he was going, Mark.
Yeah, you mentioned a depth along the sidelines. I also want to go back to what you were saying about the route tree, lining up at several different types of receiving positions at Ohio State as well. So on the outside, in the slot, they used him all over the field.
Correct, 100%.